Well, today's event is a Q&A event with the CEO of Bomill, Andreas Jepsen, and we are going to highlight the latest news, but also news regarding the industry. First of all, I would like to welcome Andreas Jepsen. Welcome, Andreas.
Many thanks, Klaus.
And as a Q&A session, the first question for me, Andreas, is could you very briefly paint a picture about the macro situation within grains as of today?
Yeah, we have an how should I put it? We have a challenging situation on the grain market, indeed. Looking at the grain as such, it's the second largest commodity after oil. So it's the most it's affecting the most important food resources we have in general. And we're coming back to the fact that all the arable land that we have on the earth is basically already in use. We have a growing population, and we have an increased need of grain. But for example, with the challenges that we are facing nowadays, especially coming with the war in Ukraine, that is together with Russia, one of the biggest suppliers of grains globally. It is indeed challenging. And on top of that, we also have a lot of increasing costs, for example, in energy, that is increasing the cost of the fertilizers. Transportation costs is increasing, it's going rocket high, etc., etc. So it's really a turbulent time for the grain industry and challenging time. And of course, that is affecting in the end the food producers and us consumers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's of course very interesting, and especially with the products that you produce. So as we talked about just briefly before we started up here, Ukraine and Russia is around 20 to 25% of the grain supply, and this supply is for the moment off, or
yeah, we don't know what will happen, but a big part of it will not end up where it's supposed to be. That we know.
That we know, but the demand is still there, and we still have a growing population. So what should we do in such a situation? And that brings me to the next question regarding sorting machines and the area that you actually focus on to solve the problem for the industry and for the world as a whole. Could you tell us a little about what kind of sorting machines you have on the market today, and what should we look into in terms of capacity and stuff like that?
Yeah, a little bit answering what you were touching upon before here, Klaus, is that the fact that how do we solve this? And we have a big part of the grains that is produced is actually lost in the different parts of the value chain. And to some degree, quite a big degree, we can help out there, because we can make sure that the grains that is produced is used what it is best suited for, basically. So to your question here, how do we sort grain today? It is normally done, and it has been done for half a decade or up to a decade, in a similar way. But there has been very limited development, to be honest. Most of it is done by a simple mechanical sorting, where you are basically sorting on size. It could be shapes or everything that is seen on the outside. There has been introduced technology on the market, what you call sometimes optical sorters or visual sorters. That is basically camera-based technology, where you are taking a snapshot of what is on the outside or what can be seen on the grain, and then you do some sortings based upon that. What is unique with the Bomill technology is that we are looking and analyzing the inner properties of each and every kernel. And it's not only, we are actually positioning the kernels, and we are sorting the kernels basically one by one. So it's a single kernel sorting based upon the inner properties on what's inside of a kernel. So that makes it unique.